Good morning. Welcome to Blacklogic. So let's dive right into today's pressing political developments that are shaping our nation. Reverend Al Sharpton, founder and president of the National Action Network, has announced plans to hold a rally on January 20th of 2025, coinciding with both President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The event aims to honor Dr. King's legacy while protesting the incoming administration policies. Sharpton has been vocal about his concerns regarding President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, highlighting the absence of Black nominees despite Trump's outreach to Black voters during his campaign. He criticized the proposed appointments, noting that not a single candidate is Black, expressed alarm over nominees with controversial backgrounds, such as an attorney general pick involved in an ethics probe and a health secretary whose views could adversely affect the Black community. The rally is scheduled to commence at the Metropolitan AME Church in Washington, D.C. Sharpton emphasized the importance of peaceful assembly, stating, "There has never been a more important time to peacefully organize and mobilize." He contrasted the planned rally with the violent events of the January 6th of 2021 insurrection, underscoring the commitment to nonviolent protests. This demonstration reflects a broader sentiment among civil rights leaders and activists who are apprehensive about potential rollbacks of progress under the forthcoming administration. Sharpton's initiative serves as a call to action for those dedicated to upholding the principles championed by Dr. King, signaling a readiness to challenge policies perceived as regressive. So, in summary, Reverend Al Sharpton planned rally on Inauguration Day represent a significant mobilization aimed at defending civil rights and social justice in the face of anticipated policy shifts by the incoming administration. It underscores the ongoing commitment to nonviolent protest and the preservation of Dr. King's enduring legacy. Now, when I first thought about this, I automatically thought this was in protest of Donald Trump becoming the 47th president of these United States of America. So instead of giving my commentary and breakdown on this, I thought it would be better for someone else with a different face to give you a different perspective, or maybe it's the same perspective. Listen in.
He recently released a statement saying that he is holding a rally on January 20th, 2025, which is the same day Donald Trump is set to be inaugurated. He's saying that the reason he's holding this rally, which will conveniently be on the opposite side of DC than President Trump's inauguration, he's holding this rally, according to him, to promote the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King. He said he's not doing it to oppose Trump. My opinion, it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Because if it were Kamala Harris being sworn in on January 20th, 2025, you cannot convince me that Reverend Al Sharpton would be holding a rally on the opposite end of DC. So why is he refusing to attend Donald Trump's inauguration just because the candidate of his choice did not win, and using Dr. King as an excuse? I highly doubt if Dr. Martin Luther King were alive today that he would approve of Reverend Al Sharpton using his name to promote segregation. I also think that if Democrats really wanted to come together and promote unity, they would unify and show a united front at the inauguration of Donald J. Trump. They would be there on January 20th, 2025, just like they would be there if it were Kamala Harris, their candidate, who was getting sworn in on that day. Here's another thing I wonder about this whole ordeal. Let's say it was Kamala Harris being sworn in January 20th, 2025. All the Democrats are going to be there. But let's say Republicans decided that they were going to hold a rally on the opposite end of DC, and they used some kind of excuse to try to justify that. What do you think people would think of that?
That was a really good breakdown. And one thing I want to bring to your attention is Sheldon Daniels for Congress comment here. He states, "I'm so sick of these clowns like Al Sharpton. I agree. I plan on attending the inauguration and celebrating Dr. King's legacy. You can do two things at once." I honestly think that's what Dr. King would have wanted, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. So when we look at this, this is a sham. This is a scam. These are politics. This is Al Sharpton's turn on. He would do anything for clout. So again, we all know what this is about. This is a direct protest of Donald Trump becoming the next president of the United States of America. President-elect Donald Trump is assembling a cabinet that signals a dramatic departure from traditional governance. Key appointments include Kash Patel, a vocal FBI critic, as the new director aiming to target Trump's perceived adversaries. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is set to lead the Health and Human Service Department with plans to purge corporate influence. Pete Hegseth, nominated for Secretary of Defense, intends to overhaul Pentagon leadership. Now, I've been hearing a lot of news come out of this pick for the Secretary of Defense with Pete Hegseth. He may be replaced here pretty soon. We might be seeing some updated news coming soon here. Linda McMahon is poised to head the Department of Education with an agenda to dismantle it. So these selections reflect Trump's preference for non-establishment figures with radical transformation agendas, marking a significant departure from traditional cabinets that develop programs like Bush No Child Left Behind and Obama's affordable health care. The appointees are expected to face rigorous confirmation hearings, given concerns about their lack of government experience and the feasibility of their plans. Now, there's been a stark difference that a lot of people have been making online, especially in mass media, stating that MAGA is different than Republicans and Republicans are different than conservatives. I think where the rubber meets the road, if MAGA are conservatives and if Republicans are conservative. Senate Republicans are cautiously optimistic about confirming Trump's cabinet picks despite potential infighting. Meeting at the Library of Congress, they discussed legislative priorities focused on border security, energy policies, and national defense. Leadership emphasizes the necessity of overcoming thin majorities and potential controversies, such as the allegations against Defense Secretary designee Pete Hegseth, utilizing the budget reconciliation process to bypass the filibuster. They aim to expedite Trump's agenda. In international news, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol's brief declaration of martial law, which he later revoked, caused significant market turbulence and raised concerns in the U.S. officials from the White House, Pentagon, State Department were in close contact with their South Korean counterparts to assess the situation. President Biden, traveling in Angola at the time, stated he was just getting briefed on the developments. Financial markets are approaching December with high uncertainty due to geopolitical tensions, global trade issues, and economic growth concerns, especially in Europe. President-elect Trump's proposal for high tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China has caused market volatility, influencing currency and interest rates. U.S. stocks remained near record highs, with investors focused on upcoming job reports for economic insights. Robust growth might challenge the Federal Reserve's ability to cut rates. The Supreme Court has agreed to review United States, a pivotal case concerning the constitutionality of Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. The Department of Justice joined the lawsuit, alleging that the ban violates the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. The court's decision could significantly impact transgender rights and access to gender-affirming care in numerous states, with major political implications, especially amid ongoing anti-trans rhetoric from Republican figures. Arguments are expected in December with a ruling by mid-2025. Amid increasing political tension, a growth number of Americans are preparing for a potential civil war. Drew Miller, a former Air Force intelligence officer, has established Fortitude Ranch, a network of survivalist retreats designed for such scenarios. The assassination attempt on Donald Trump has heightened fears and political blame games, leading to increased interest in survival communities. A recent UC Davis study indicates that a significant portion of Americans, including half of Republicans, justify violence for their political objectives. Following his resignation from the leadership position, Mitch McConnell has been appointed to lead the Senate Appropriations Subcommittee on Defense. In this capacity, he will oversee defense spending, emphasizing the importance of a strong military in addressing national security threats from adversaries such as Russia, Iran, and China. Additionally, Mitch McConnell will chair the Senate Rules Committee, granting him significant influence over key national and Senate operations, including federal elections and debates surrounding the filibuster. This rule aligns with his longstanding commitment to maintaining institutional norms and legislative procedures. These developments mark a pivotal transition in Mitch McConnell's political career as he shifts from a prominent leadership role to influential positions within Senate committees, continuing his impact on the U.S. legislative process. Thune's political career began in the U.S. House of Representatives, where he represented South Dakota at large congressional district from 1997 to 2003. In 2004, he won the Senate seat by defeating incumbent Democrat Tom Daschle, marking the first time in 52 years that a sitting Senate party leader was unseated. Known for his conservative stance, Thune has been a key figure in shaping Republican policies, mostly in areas such as agriculture, commerce, and finance. His election as Senate Majority Leader positions him to play a crucial role in advancing the party's legislative agenda under the new administration. Thune's leadership style is characterized by a commitment to party unity and a pragmatic approach to legislation. As he steps into his prominent role, he is expected to navigate complex political dynamics, balancing the interests of various factions within the Republican Party while collaborating with Democrats on key issues. In summary, John Thune's ascension to the Senate Majority Leader marks a significant transition in Republican leadership with implications for the party's direction and legislative priorities in the coming year. These are some of the development news stories that I will keep you guys abreast of. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is Blacklogic. Have a wonderful day.